Welcome to Panther Points Preview, a look at this week's upcoming EP football game featuring head coach Tyler Whitebread.
I think we knew what to expect from Orion. Early on, we talk about their no huddle offense just a little bit, but there's no way to really replicate that, and it's faster in person. But we knew they were going to play really hard, and they did play really hard, and they executed on offense. And early on, they did some good things on defense. So I think I was kind of surprised that we couldn't match their energy early on, but I mean, it's one of those things, that you get the bus ride. A team plays a little bit better than maybe you're expecting, and it takes you a quarter to get some things rolling and figure it out. I can't remember if it was our second or third offensive drive that we got the ball and we drove it all the way down the field, and
Mhm.
plays that we practiced all week were looking good. We were getting those chunk plays. Really, I don't think they really stopped us on that drive. So that they gave our offense a little confidence, because I think right before that on the defensive series, that's when we lost two of our guys to injury, and we were a little shell shocked. So we needed that offensive drive. That was huge. And then we got we were on defense and they got a couple first downs. And then Lane Decker had that huge interception.
Mhm.
And I think that, and then Tristan followed that up with, a 60 or
Yeah.
70-yard run.
Right.
I think that completely changed our team's mindset. I mean, from there on, we had it going on offense. We had it going on defense, and we never turned around. So I don't know if it was Tristan's run or Lane Decker's interception that really got us going. Maybe both those things combined. But we had the momentum from there on out, and a little again, kudos to our guys to staying focused and focusing on the task at hand. I think sometimes people forget. He played a full freshman season with the fresh soft team, and then last year we pull him up on varsity, and he was behind Dimitri, and Tristan got some carries here and there, and he made the most out of those. And I think everyone saw, like, hey, he has some potential. And he's going to be really good for us. But he was not that every down back. And then this year it has been like that. And I think you're right. I think there's a lot of little things that he's picking up on that maybe you didn't notice early on, but that's probably why some of these maybe 3 or 4 yard runs are becoming, 7 or 8 yard runs. Like, I can't remember offhand, but his yards per carry is, I think it's above 7 yards. It's like for the season. It's really high. And again, he usually doesn't lose yards. His blocking game, his pass game protection, like those other things, like are getting better as well. I've definitely noticed that, rather than just the running part of it. So he's a student of the game. He puts in the work outside of practice as well. What Coach Eustace has done with Mendota has been a job well done, to say the least. We have 3 or 4 games of Mendota this year, and we've watched them all, and they keep it close. I want to say, kind of once it gets to the middle of the third quarter and into the fourth quarter, I don't know if they run out of gas or exactly what the reason is, but that's when teams will separate from them. But early on, man, they play it tight. They played Newman halftime. It was within a touchdown. And they've had several games like that. So we've tried to tell our guys, don't let their record deceive you. Uh, but they're a lot better than that. If you look last year's game film compared to this game, it's truly amazing, how well of a job their coach has done. So a lot of credit to him and a lot of credit to the kids. Yeah, we're going to have our hands full. From the data that we have, they're about 60% run, 40% pass. So they are passing the ball more this year, and they're pretty efficient. I think their coach is trying to get the ball out of the quarterback's hands pretty quick.
Mhm.
And again, like I said, they're pretty efficient. They complete a lot of those passes, and I think they hope for the guys to make some plays, after that. And then they mix in enough run to make them, to keep the defense honest. It's nothing fancy. They're just pretty solid with it. Make complete throwing those quick passes and completing them. I think one thing that we experienced this past week from Orion was that we had a couple guys go down. Um, so it's a matter right now. I think Coach Abbott and Coach DeMay agreed that we don't need to add anything offensively, and we have to get those guys prepared, the new guys prepared to play at a high level. Same thing on defense. Not really trying to change anything, trying to come up with the best scheme that will work against Mendota. But it's again, getting better at what we do, but getting those guys that maybe aren't full time starters, getting them up to speed. We talked about, hey, you never know when your number is going to get called. So when it gets called, we expect you to come in, know what you're doing, just play as hard as you can, and then that's it. Um, now it's tough on those guys because they don't get a lot of those game reps during the practice week. They get some indie time when we go through some drills and stuff like that, but
Right.
they're not getting all the reps. So I'm excited to give those guys an opportunity with all the reps this week and see how they can do on Friday. And we feel good about it. We feel good about the guys that we have filling in. Senior night's always fun. Always going to have a good crowd for that. And I told the guy, like, we want to play good football. One, it's week 8. Two, we've been on a roll. We want to keep it going. We're going to have a good crowd. So, yeah, so I'm excited. I know the guys are excited about it.